Hello, everybody. It is Alex with TV42 back once again. And today I'm here to talk about Evil Dead Rise. Wow, what a fantastic movie indeed. It is very strong, it is very unique, and very interesting. I didn't watch the trailers before, I watched them just now. This is going to be a spoiler free review, but I am going to be talking about things that were in the trailer. And yeah, so, spoilers aside from what you already saw in the trailer, if you don't want anything spoiled whatsoever, I'm going to be covering that over the next like 2 minutes, and then we're going to be getting into stuff from the trailer. So, overall, I like this movie a lot. I'm not a huge Evil Dead person. I've only seen the first and the remake one time each. Have not seen 2 or Army of Darkness yet. I own both of them, and I hear Evil Dead 2 is one of the greatest horror comedies of all time. So I'll definitely have to check that one out and rewatch the original for sure. But yeah, this new one is really cool. I love the setting of the high rise. I love I love the cinematography. It's really good. The special effects are great. The practical effects, aside from one scene with the cheese grater, are really good. I really liked the sound effects when the violence was happening, and also the creatures and like the music, the lullabies, whatnot. The soundscape in general was phenomenal. Again, I really loved the setting and the set pieces. I thought the acting was great. The characters were well written. The action sequences, if you can call them action sequences, I think you can call them action sequences, were awesome. Really great stuff all around from this movie. There's a couple of instances where you're like, close the door, run away. That's a bad decision. And it's like you're watching the characters like, no, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, or please do that, please do that. But, I've never been in a situation like this, and I know most of us haven't. Probably none of us. But yeah, it can get frustrating for certain types of viewers. I wasn't necessarily frustrated, but it was very notable. Let's just say that. It was like you should have closed that door. Why aren't you running? Why are you still thinking that maybe something's okay? Something's clearly really messed up. So, what are you still doing there? But yeah, in general, really, really solid. I mean, hard to find much to complain about. It gives you everything you're looking for. Great stuff with the Necronomicon, well written story. You got a lot of awesome sequences. Awesome sequences. Great violence. The characters are well written. You actually want them to survive. You feel like you know each of the characters, even the ones that are barely in it, slightly their personality. There's only like one, maybe two characters that they don't write much of anything about for, and they just end up dying. But I mean, almost all of them, even the ones that are in the movie for let's say 5, 10 minutes max, written pretty solid. The story that starts at the beginning that comes back at the end, let's just say like the circular storytelling of the opening, by the time it comes back around, eh, eh. All right, gonna get into spoilers, basically covering stuff that happened in the movie from the trailer. I'll have the trailer going a little bit here so that I can make sure I'm only talking about stuff in the movie. So yeah, if you don't want spoilers, skip to the final part where I talk about rating and final thoughts and whatnot. I'm sure I'll have the timestamps. So when she's sitting with her sister talking to her while she's in bed, and her sister, like the fly lands on her eye, and then her sister blinks and wakes up. She's having that moment with her sister where she's like, "You always know what to do." That scene was great. I really loved the sisterly bond in the movie. I thought it was done very well. This is a prime example, though, of why I'm not always a huge fan of trailers because it gives away so much. I mean, I knew the mom was going to turn at some point. I didn't know it was going to be um, like this. I guess to be fair, I already saw that in like the poster, so can't really complain much about that. But the flies and the maggots and the bugs were used very effectively in my mind. Oh, I really loved the record players and the scene, especially of when she's coming out of the vent and she ends up behind her. I'm so glad I didn't watch the trailer because that was so effective in the theater, man. So effective. And I love the way when they introduce the cat, they bring that back around. I love that. There's a lot of the circular storytelling in this movie where they said something else, where they set something up and it pays off later. Great. I absolutely love it. And also, I think she's just a great aunt. The sister is a very likable character to be following as our main adult heroine. Oh my god. And the mother, she is beautiful. And like her dyeing her red hair, absolutely beautiful woman. And seeing her turn into that viciously disgusting monster and her portraying that expertly is like the makeup was great on her and all around the makeup was awesome. Oh, this Necronomicon looks really cool. I like the way it's discovered. I like what it takes to open the book. I like the point in which he's like, "Oh, this has gone too far and it's already too late." I love when you go to the POV of the creature coming in, like we see in at least one and the remake, and outside the lamppost looks like a cross. I love that. Oh, and when it bursts through the door and hits her back, and then she ends up in the elevator. So clean. Again, this is the type of stuff like why show that in the trailer? Oh man, when she walks in the front door, there's a lot of scenes like that where you see him all like contorted in the background, walking up while other people ain't noticing. Great stuff. I love that. This scene though, especially when she walked in all contorted and they still think that she's just a mom and she goes in the kitchen cracking the eggs and then she turns around, she's like, "It's in me. Protect my babies." Oh my gosh, that scene is crazy. Don't let it get my like, see, in that moment, I would have immediately been like, all right, something's going down right here, right now. I would not have been still like, are you there? Like, sis? Mom? Like, no, what? You just, bruh, bruh, come on now. Oh, the Necronomicon flipping through the pages by itself and opening on the page of what's going down with the mom, and that happens a couple other times in the movie. So cool. So cool. The way the Necronomicon's used was awesome. Oh, the jump scare when the Jesus comes and falls down. Man, that one made me jump more than any of the others, to be honest, which is hilarious. The scenes at the lake were awesome. I love that setting so much, and part of me wants a whole movie at that setting. I am not gonna lie. That setting was so cool. There's so many times where the characters end up getting separated and doing their own thing within this small apartment, which ended up being really cool. But it was also kind of like, man, y'all gotta be watching each other because while one of you over here, this person's doing something stupid, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, that's life, man. Oh, man. Oh, the chainsaw coming out. Oh, I love that line so much. You'll make a great mom someday, Annie Beth. You know how to lie to kids. I love that line so much. By the way, we're only talking the first trailer. I'm not going to be checking the other ones because I know there's got to be some people like me that feel like trailers reveal too much, but also want to watch at least one trailer. So, yeah, maybe we can keep talking and I'll watch the second trailer. We'll just go with this for now. Oh man, her in the tub when she's popping up. Mommy's with the maggots now. Oh my gosh, flying to the ceiling. The scream with the water boiling and the mirror cracking. Dude, that scene is crazy, dude. In the theaters, again, I didn't see these trailers. I was losing my mind at that scene. It was another scene where I'm like, get out of that bathroom right away. What are you still doing sitting there? But then I saw the water boiling and the mirror cracking. She's just still screaming. And then, oh my gosh, dude, that scene is insane. That's a classic Evil Dead scene if I've seen one. The way the trailer ends is really good. The eeny, meeny, miny, you, and then it shows him dragging the girl in. Man, this movie was awesome. This movie was awesome. Yeah, we'll keep talking. We'll keep talking about it. I'll go check out trailer number two. But yeah, again, if you only seen the first trailer, skip to the final thoughts time card down there, and I'm gonna keep it rolling. Wait, so is this the same trailer? Wait, this is the same trailer. Is there another trailer? All right, let me see. Trailer three. Is it the same one? I mean, that's cool. I'm cool with only one trailer. Oh yeah, the record player, the record with the old person from a while ago. I won't reveal too much. The person from a while ago reading something from the Book of the Dead. The way they handled that, I thought was absolutely brilliant. Oh, the dark hallway with the blue light and her standing at the end. Oh my gosh, gorgeous. There's so many gorgeous shots in this movie. And with the speakers, when they zoom in on it, you can see it vibrating with what the dude on the record's saying. Awesome. Cinematography is so cool in this movie. Oh man, yeah, when she's all contorted in the elevator with them tying her all up and then her bones. Man, dude, that's the first scene that's absolutely crazy. Like aside from the opening, that scene is crazy, dude. It makes you question if it's gonna go there, but it's like still doing the same thing as a lot of the movies do with the branches, but it's the elevator. So clever, man. Way to do it new, unique, still keep the feeling and not copy it and fit the setting. My god. The daughter cutting off the head of her doll and making it on the stick. What was it called? Like scarfany or something like that. Oh, I thought that was so clever. I love how it ends up being used. Like I said, there's a lot of cool things in this movie that end up coming back around, and I love that. Oh my gosh, her eating the glass, her eating the wine glass. Dude, that was one of the most cringe things in the whole movie. And I mean, like, not like cringe like it was cringy, but like it was like, uh, I can feel the glass in my throat. You know what I'm saying? Like, god damn. Oh, oh. When she turned, man, that's when the whole movie, I was like, oh, yeah, bro. We in deep now. We in deep. I don't know how we gonna make it out of this one. Oh, oh, and when the mom starts talking again in her voice, like when the deadite starts talking again as the mom in the mom's voice, trying to convince them that it's still her at multiple different points to like try to get them where they want them, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So good, so cool. Oh my, it was so effective because they showed how smart the deadite could be, but they didn't make him like overpowered. It was really cool. It was really cool the way they handled that because they were very intelligent, but they weren't like more intelligent than a human, let's say. But they did have some superpowers where they could tell things about people and kind of understand what's going on without knowing it per se, but it was like they could read their mind or something. I don't know, it was really cool. Oh my gosh. The chainsaw, man, the way the chainsaw is used is so cool. The meat grinder. He was great. Oh man, they showed the shining shot in the trailer. All right, the way they end up setting that up so it happens is really cool. Again, I didn't see these trailers, so it made these scenes even better in the movie because it just happened and I didn't know it was leading to that shot. But if you know that shot's coming, you'll understand that it's leading to that. But I was like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? It leads right into that shot and it's like, whoa, really cool. In general, if you've already seen these trailers, I think these trailers show too much. I would not recommend going into this movie watching these trailers, but you're not going to know that if you've already watched these trailers and you're here with me. But yeah, unless you just, we're skipping it anyways. Uh Not skipping and just hearing me out before you see the movie. Anyways, so we are now at final thoughts, and final thoughts are I would not recommend watching the trailers. I would recommend going into this movie blind. I think it's a solid date movie if you want to go on a date with a girl. I think this is a solid movie to take La Famale to, or just whoever you want to take to this movie. I would recommend it. It's a horror movie that fits the romance component of it's so scary it'll like have you holding each other tight. It's a type of movie that will make you wince a lot. It's got a lot of really piercing graphic moments, no pun intended. It's a really cool movie in a lot of different ways. The cinematography is cool, the way the story's written is cool, the character writing and acting is great. The set design, set pieces are awesome. The special effects are cool. Practical effects are great. I only don't like one with the cheese grater. The makeup on the Deadites is really cool. I had a bit of confusion on what exactly caused you to turn into a Deadite, but it didn't really take me out of the movie at all. I was just kind of like, so are they going to turn into a Deadite now or what? I just found myself asking that question a bit. I really liked the way the story unfolded. The opening was really awesome. I honestly wouldn't have minded seeing more of what happened in the opening, but the way they handled it as an opening was great. I was like, no way, that was only the opening. It gives a. Well, I don't want to explain too much about it, but the opening, something that happens in the opening ends up being brought back around later in the movie, and I would have loved to see more of what they do with that. But for what it is awesome. I love the way that a lot of the fights happen. The choreography was really cool. Trying to think what else I can say without spoiling it. Yeah, the sequences were great. Special effects, practical effects, the makeup, the costume design, the acting was really cool. Specifically by the mother before she's a Deadite, but then especially as a Deadite, she's crazy good. The sound design, not just as far as music, but the voices, but sound effects during the fights, the music, not just as far as like soundtrack, but also there's like lullabies and cool stuff like that. The sound cues were really great. The jump scares in this movie, there was a good amount of them. Almost all of them were legitimate threats, or it had an important message behind it. So yeah, overall, this is a movie I would highly recommend. The more I think about it, the more I like it. If I'm being hard on it, I'll give it like an 8.3. But in reality, it's an incredibly solid movie. I'll probably like it more as time goes on, but yeah, for now, I'll give it a solid 8.3, a high recommendation in going to see it. If you really love horror movies, you're a gore hound, you're a big Evil Dead fan, you're looking for a horror movie to just go watch on a Friday night or to go on a date to, this is a great movie that fits all of those. If not, if you're just kind of you're questioning seeing it, I would, make that decision like, oh, do I really want to see it? Do I feel like waiting? I don't think this is a movie you have to see, but it's a movie that I would generally recommend seeing in theaters. The theater experience definitely didn't hurt it. Uh, I think it really helped the intensity and was incredibly immersive. I'm not sure if it will be that way out of the theater, but it definitely felt that way inside the theater. Anyways, thank you all so much for stopping by. I appreciate you spending a bit of your day with me. And that's it for my thoughts on the spoiler free bit of this. I will definitely be coming back around with the spoiler version so we can really dive into the details. Thank you all so much. Until next time, this is Alex with TV Fortitude, signing off.